Good morning, my people. You're welcome to today's political broadcast. Today is the 21st of October, 2025, and we are still discussing Nigerian politics. Now, when you look at the front page of the Guardian newspaper, you see a very important news report at the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Very critical information. Let's look at it. Nigeria needs new constitution, not amendment. Olanipekun tells the National Assembly. I repeat, Nigeria needs a new constitution, not amendment. Olanipekun tells the National Assembly. Now, who is Olanipekun? Olanipekun is the Attorney General of the Federation. Now, he's telling the National Assembly that has the powers to amend and give us a new constitution. That as the Attorney General of the Federation, I'm telling you that we don't need to amend this constitution. We need a new constitution. Who has the effrontery? Which Nigerian president has the effrontery, whether north or south, to change our constitution? Now, when you look at Tinubu, most of his policies are in the line of restructuring. I tell you, I'm going to read it out. Some of the things he has done, he's stylishly restructuring the country. And I know northern Nigeria, they are very, very angry with this. Northern Nigeria, the Fulani would never want Nigeria to have a new constitution. Can Tinubu pull that off? Can Tinubu change the constitution? Let's look at the possibilities. Now, like I said, the National Assembly has the powers, yes, to give us a new constitution. Yes. Now, 2/3 of the National Assembly is being controlled by the APC. And who is the Jagaban of the APC? It is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, you see that governors look at the way he easily collapsed southern structure. More governors from northern Nigeria. He has finished with southern Nigeria. More governors from northern Nigeria, not even the north central, the northwest. More governors are joining the APC. So, anybody that is going to stand in Tinubu's way, Tinubu is winning them over to the APC. I tell you, I told you that it is important that we as southern Nigeria, we unite. And southern unity is very critical for this constitution, this new constitution, because everybody is going to have to participate. We know that the new constitution will be frustrated by some northern core elements, the conservatives in northern Nigeria, which the current structure of Nigeria favor. You see, the Fulani, they know that this current structure of Nigeria favor them. So they will not want a new constitution, a people's constitution. Imagine in our constitution, we have Sharia. We have Sharia in our constitution. And it will shock northern Nigeria that a Muslim ticket will oversee a constitution that does not have the coloration of Islam. Like, imagine in your constitution, some people can be tried under Sharia law. Some people can be tried under civil law. We have other religions. So there's no Christian law. Nobody is like compelled to be tried. The constitution does not compel you. There's no provision for just Christian law. But the Islamic radicalized system of their justice system is being infused into our own constitution. So there are so many things that needs to be removed. Even they said it is not amendment, it is change. I interviewed a lawyer one time like that. And lawyer said that if we want to go anywhere, if we want to go far in Nigeria, we need the constitution to be amended. He said amended. But this Attorney General of the Federation is saying that they need to change it. Do you know the position of the Attorney General of the Federation? Now, the Attorney General of the Federation talks say, what Tinubu do for River State is right. Everybody shut up. I tell you. What Tinubu do for River State? Hey, people were saying this and that. Tinubu has done this. Tinubu has done that. Now, this man stand up, say, what he do for River State is okay. He's not against the law. He interprets the law on behalf of the nation. Tinubu has the Supreme Court in his hands. Sorry, judiciary in his hands. He has the legislature in his hands. He has the executive in his hands. You see, I've come to notice one thing in politics. And that thing is that you need some sort of control to push for reforms. You need some sort of control to push for reforms because Nigeria is diverse. People with different influences and different mindset. As a leader, you might want to propose something, but because of you have a different people that doesn't want that thing to materialize, they will mobilize themselves and kick against it. You saw what happened to the tax bill. The original form of the tax bill is not what we're having now. Yes, some people kicked against it. Well, that is democracy. But with a country like Nigeria, there are some people that are bent on, like, Nigeria should never change from its current system. Let's keep on managing it because it is benefiting us. I tell you, let us keep managing this Nigeria because it is benefiting us. That is why this young man called Bola Tinubu, I'm calling him young man. He had a plan to put everybody in line. It looks like dictatorship. You need a form of dictatorship to push for some certain reforms. I repeat, you need some form of dictatorship. People that understand politics, that understand the complexity of Nigeria as a country. You need some form of politics to push for some certain reforms. If you do not do so, you will never achieve anything. You will never. See how Tinubu is muzzling everybody. See, I've made up my mind that I'm not going to fight anybody because of politics. I will look at what is right and I'll pursue what is right, irrespective of what anybody thinks about my decisions. Now, sentiments don't get things done. It is the work you put, your strategy, that get things done. We have so many Nigerians that are living a life of sentiment. That's why they are the same way they are. Sentiment. You have money and somebody comes to meet you and that person starts crying. You don't know that some people normally, they don't need help. They need orientation. Because of sentiment, you carry money, give them. They useless the money. They come again, you give them. They useless the money until you can't become poor like them. Sentiment destroys people. Strategy. We don't is void of emotions. So whatever Tinubu is doing, I don't like the APC. I will never like Tinubu. It does not stand as a role model to me. But you see, when you let's look at some of the things he has done. Splitting of the Defense and Air Force Academy into different regions. Then we know that northern Nigeria has influenced our military. If it were Southerners that influenced our military, Boko Haram for don't go since. I did tell you. But the influence we have in the military, you see this particular coup that the Nigerian army, they are saying we are debunking, is a lie. If the Nigerian government start debunking some things, you need to look at it very, very well. Some of these reporters, if you don't like Sahara reporters, but see, they must have a tip-off from those within to give that report that there's a particular coup. Let everybody start whipping sentiment, conspiracy theory, left, right, center. My brother, splitting of Defense and Air Force Academy into different regions is one thing that we need to help Southerners gain control politically in Nigeria. Because if we leave the influence to northern Nigeria at this critical moment where Tinubu, they show them pepper, and then they like this, they come back to power. You never see anything. They go carefully remove, destroy, and dismantle southern structures. You know, they loved it when Igbos and Yorubas and southern Nigeria don't agree on politically. They fight politically. Northern Nigeria love it. And when we are fighting, you see Northern Nigeria say, we are one. Any small thing, they come together in Northern Nigeria, we are one. They are happy that Southern Nigeria is in disarray. Now, it is Tinubu that is happy that Northern Nigeria currently is in disarray. Northern Christians no agree with Northern Muslims. Middle Belt, North Central, no agree with Northwest and Northeast. Politicians are rising left, right, center. Younger politicians asking older politicians in Arewa, give us space now. We won't come into, now don't try. Older politicians are saying, no. The politicians in Northern Nigeria, they are using illiteracy as a weapon to control the people. They don't know that illiteracy they are using will backfire on them. Now, they don't have gladiators. After Atiku, after Erufai, after Kwankwaso and co, who is the next that will come into the political space and control vote? Who is more influential? Who is influential in Nigeria? These people, after 2027, if they don't make any impact, although the president wished Kwankwaso happy birthday, he said Kwankwaso was one of the persons that joined them to create the APC, although he left the APC to form his own political party, but he's a core influence in APC. You see, politicians don't just make statements. So aside these three Fulani people from northern Nigeria, after 2027, what stunts can they pull? Now that southern Nigeria, they are coming together. Before northern Nigeria go get themselves, we don't restructure this country. So the Constitution amendment is not in the ball anymore. It's not in the basket. It is new constitution, and it will shock you. When I told people that northern Nigeria, well, they still underestimate Tinubu till today. Some people wanted to carry out a coup. That one is for people that understand, that know the exclusive information. Some northern elements want to carry out a coup. I'm not saying everything I say you swallow it hook, line, and sinker. You sit down and deliberate on some of the things that you don't agree with me. I cannot be an embodiment of knowledge. I'm just like giving you my own, what I think about particular issues, political issues. If you like it, it's good. I can't know everything. Somebody said that I used to like what you say, but although I don't agree with all that you are saying, my brother, don't agree with everything I'm saying. No, you need to go and research for yourself. Some elements wanted to pull off a coup. You know, when it comes to all this classified information, the government of the day knows how to manage it. Let it be lied to you, but the truth here is that should be is it yesterday or day for yesterday? They promoted 108 generals. That one said for Punch newspaper. They promoted 108 generals. And why did they do so? Because of whatever that is going on. ADC is coming out to say that Tinubu is trying to create like a scare. Use coup. Na APC create the coup. Coup no happen. Na APC won't create them so that they go use and enter the opposition. Use and discipline or persecute or prosecute or whatever it is. Because there's an information that a former southern governor is under watch. Allegations. Currently, the Nigerian military is investigating. There's some information that they will not bring out to Nigerians till thy kingdom come. Things that are true that they cannot bring out to Nigerians. That is the reality. So if somebody finds that leaked information that the Nigerian government doesn't want you to know and say it, you say that person is fake news, blah, 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 blah. Nigerian government will be shaking their head. How did the person get this information? How? But it is reality. In next 10 years, you now say, why is this thing happening now? Oh, why is this thing happening now? Okay. So let's look at some of the things, because as you look at it, since Tinubu got into power, Fulani has been getting it to left, right, center, hot. And that is where I stand. See, the biggest problem we have, I've said it, I'll repeat it so that it will enter your cerebellum or your cerebrum. The biggest problem we have is external. We have an internal problem, leadership problems. But we try to get it right. Some powerful forces out would want to dampen our efforts. And some of them within, which is number one, the Fulani. So, constitutional amendment is a must. Should be tax bill, they say they will kick against them. What do we have? Tax bill. Although the government of the day will have big problem with Nigerians with this tax bill. But despite the fact, I see, Tinubu, let me tell you one thing about Tinubu. Tinubu is not a Yoruba man to me, because the threat is exhuming, is beyond what I've seen. If Tinubu wants to do something, he go drama. Let heaven and earth fall down. He go drama. That is his own trait. If he even say he go drama, just know that in the next 100 years, he will push for that thing to be done. That's a person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now let's look at. He came in, he divided north and south. Very, very interesting. Very intelligent of a politician. He understands Nigeria. If you bring north and south together as a politician, you put them as one, my brother, you're going to have issues. Why? Because bringing north element and southern elements together, you are trying to bring back the Nigeria that is not workable. It's not workable. And if Southerners unite, you see the progress of the region. I'm telling you. Northern Nigeria have been uniting because they were in power. If Southerners unite and we agree politically, we will go to our different regions and states and develop at our different pace. And there's a political unism amongst us. You go see how Southern Nigeria they develop drastically, even in security. If you agree on one thing, but this Yoruba Igbo fight when they fight, well, no. Somebody told me that with all these things happening, what would an average Nigerian do? Let me tell you what an average Nigerian would do in this kind of time that we find ourselves. Now, I went in my school. There's a young man. I will not call his name because he may be watching this broadcast and know that he's one I'm talking about. His name is I will not call his name. He's a young man. They never liked him. The student union officials. I was in the student union. They never liked him at all. They never liked him. They hated this guy. But they had no option. If they wanted to do anything media, they will use him because the guy has a platform. And his experience, he has experience. So as a Nigerian, build value. There's some value you have. Tribalism have nothing on you. Nepotism. There are some things, if you build skill set, there's some skill set and values that you build. Tribalism and nepotism have nothing on you. Improve yourself. Become a person of value. If you are a doctor, a surgeon, and okay, you discover the cure for AIDS, and you are an Igbo person, the Yoruba man that needs that cure will not be looking at the highest bigotry in the land, the highest bigot. If he falls into that problem, he will not care. He will worship you because you have something of value. So as a Nigerian, instead of you to be destroying yourself over, my obedient movement, I'm an obedient though. I still say it now to tomorrow. My obedient movement, they're not doing well. They're not doing this. P2P is not slacking. Opposition is not doing. They're allowing Tinubu. I don't like Tinubu. They're allowing Tinubu to take over. If you sit down there and you don't build yourself a value, you'll be wasting your time. I'm telling you. Look at skill sets that you build that will add value to you. I hope some people are watching to this moment that will add value to you. Look at some skill sets. That's how you survive in Nigeria. You survive against hypocrisy or nepotism or whatever it is. If you can solve that problem and you institutionalize yourself and you become a mentor. You see, there's one thing about being a mentor. Being a mentor expands your network. The people you are mentoring, there's a network they have that you don't have, and that network will also be your network. Their network will be your network because of your mentorship. Having said that, it started by uniting Southern Nigeria. I said it should unite Southern Nigeria, and it's happening. Whether it's doing it by hook or by crook, the Nigerian system allows it. Whether you want to like it, the Nigerian system allows it. He went on to start telling regional constitutional amendment. Regions should go together and tell us what they want amended in the constitution. That's how he went. So you saw Southeast, Southwest, Northeast having different regional meetings for constitutional development, left, right, center. And you think this man was playing? Created regional development commissions. Yes, we had regional development commissions. We look at the regions. So people will now start looking at regions. They gave you so money. What are you people doing with this region? This region is doing well. What are you doing with our money? Southeast Development Region. What are you doing? So we will not blame if some people utilize and judicially use their money. We will not blame them. Now, state police, critical for security, although governors may bastardize it under the system. So when you restructure Nigeria, state police will be very, very useful. Local government autonomy. Security is local. Governance is local. I repeat, security is local. Governance is local. Accountability should be local. So there should be local government autonomy, not the states trying to sabotage the efforts. Some governors, they will be starving local government chairmen of funds. They want everything to be done by the state. Because now they want to be in charge of the funds and whatever it is. Although governors are kicking against it too. Now, we now have the politics of making sure that Southern Nigeria has a lot of influence in the military. If Southern Nigeria does not have a lot of influence in the military, it will get to a point, some of the reforms that you don't know about, that Tinubu will bring out, I will not tell you. I'm not saying I know everything, no. I'm saying it, though. I don't know any. See, me, I'm just learning, I just started doing politics, so. Although I when I was young, I used to listen to politics. AIT. I will never miss it. Maybe that's why I love politics. I used to listen to politics. 10 a.m., 10 p.m. Benga Aruleba. I used to listen. The analysis, it is sweet for body. I feel not chop. Until 10 in the morning, I feel no chop. I will wait, look for political analysis. Maybe that's why I'll go to newspaper stand, I will stay there, I will read and read and read and read. I will listen to people talk, argue and blah blah blah. And at the end of the day, I wanted to study law, but I studied journalism. So I don't know everything. But you see, that Tinubu, there are things he's going to bring out. And if you bring out those things, it will shock you yourself. See, the AGF, I repeat it, people don't understand the weight of this statement from Olanipekun. Do you know who the Attorney General of the Federation is? Now they interpret for the federal government. It's just like you have a justice system that tells you that this is it. If they want to take anybody to go court, this is the lawyer of the federal government. The highest lawyer in the land, the influential. If federal government do anything and they go interpret for, they'll say, now they go say, this thing where Tinubu do is right or wrong. And it is final authority. It is, they influence the Supreme Court. Every other judge, whatever association, justice association of lawyers or senior advocate of Nigeria, S.A.N, this man is number 1 in the country. To know how influential he is. And he's coming to say that we don't need amendment. We need new constitution. It's like people don't know the weight of statements. When things start to happen now, say, when did this one start? I don't tell you now, say, don't they start? And I'm very happy that all these things are coming in motion. You see, you go get point. I told you that this man taught them the watch. I want the Fulani to run mad. Like the Fulani political class that have been taunting Southern Nigeria for over the years. Born to rule. We have the numbers. Not we remember. You go remember very soon. Within two years, this man don't do this thing. If you win next election, now go hear him. The only thing that can save Northern Nigeria and the politicians there that have captured Northern Nigeria, may they not allow Tinubu win next election. If Tinubu eventually win the next election, 2027 or 2026, because now we don't know which one. If Tinubu eventually wins next election, they go hear waiting past Biati. I'm telling you. So as it is, stay tuned for constitutional amendment. I have the constitution in my house. I have to go back to that constitution and start studying and looking at provisions that we need to change. Maybe I will be suggesting this one now we're supposed to change. I might even write a mail to the requisite bodies, authorities. This is as a concerned citizen of this country. I think these are the areas like suggestions. May God help Nigerians.